Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. My name is Jade, and this is How to App on iOS. And today, we're going to be having a look at 4Pockets' brand new
Copperhead, 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 yeah!
It's a digital synth, and it's really cool. But first, we're going to kick off with a brand new track from moderator and my really close friend in real life, Cold Acre. This is Someone Else.
You know what will happen to him? You know what will happen to her? He'll go find a reason to walk away. And she knows just how to make him stay. Telling your boy go find someone else. Telling your boy go find someone She knows how to start that fight. He knows how to make it right. That's right, find the needle, find a way. You're oblivious, don't stay that way. Hey, hey. Telling your boy go find someone else. Telling your boy go find someone else.
Cold Acre. Man, aka Jeff Buckley, what's going on? I've known Cold Acre for years. He's a really close friend of mine. He plays guitar on my Metheus stuff. There's a history, let's say. And he's a metalhead. He's a metalhead, and I'm a metalhead. And, I didn't know he had such a beautiful voice. There you go. What a wicked song, huh? What a really nice song. It totally blew me out the water. It kind of reminds me of like the Beatles smashed together with a bit of Jeff Buckley. Really cool song. Really good stuff. He's a moderator here on the channel. He was one of the original. I think he was possibly the first. Actually, the first, because he was my friend, and I needed to just give somebody a moderator just to make it feel like somebody cared. And the life gets in the way, and he disappeared for a while, but he's been back lately, and that's really good. It's really good to see him here, and it's really good to see him making music. There's a pinned comment in the chat if you'd like to go and sub him up.
Boom.
It's worthwhile because he's got a real mixed bag of stuff on his channel too. So worthwhile to go check him out, and let's hope he keeps releasing more music because that was just really, really cool. I know, Thomas, he even predates you. And you old fossil, you. Hello, welcome to the show. I'm Jade. This is How to App on iOS. And every day we take a look at apps and stuff and things, and we complain about iOS 16. Yeah. Hello to the Warp Warriors. For as little as $1 a month. Well, $1 a month, you can become a Warp Warrior and get cool emojis and be a part of our special secret shows. That the last one wasn't so secret, it went public because YouTube. Or it was actually Restream that caused the problem. Thank you, Thomas. Boom. Let's say hello to everybody, and then we'll have a little chat, and then we'll get into today's app, which is Copperhead by 4Pockets. And it's good stuff. Hello, Manzi Graham. What's going on? Hello, Audible Video, the aforementioned Thomas Christ. Yes, Cold Acre is well known for the banning willy-nilly of people, the pocket bans. Hello, Cold Acre. Leela L'Reality. Who else is here? Greg O'Sullivan. Princess LDG is in the house. She's learning guitar. And Russ is here. Hello, Russ. Ed B. Metal, what's happening? Joe Glenn, who's just released a new song. Awesome stuff, which I'll probably play next week because we're running out of days for this week. Burns66, what's going on? Saw Cy Effin here as well too. I can't find your comment, but hello, Cy. Always effing good to see you. There you are, Cy. And Feisty Feather is here, Heather. So hello to you. Audible Video. So I'm trying to see through all the list of people. If I've missed you, there's a lot of people. There was 100 comments before that song even finished, and I couldn't really keep up with it today. Andy Goldsby, what's going on? Danny Broderick, hello to you. I'm trying to get everyone's comments there, but I think I've got most of you. If I haven't, just call me a cunt. All right, iOS 16, what a joy. Yesterday I mentioned on the show that iOS 16.2 dropped, and I've said this before, I normally don't update to iOS 16. I'm a stickler for telling you all not to update. Don't update. Don't update. And I normally wait every year to update on January 5th. Why January 5th? I don't know. It just feels like a good day. And now in history, it turns out to be the day before America went, hoo, hoo, hoo. But unfortunately, I bought a new iPad this year, a 2022 iPad Pro. So it came with iOS 16. So it's not that I broke my rule, I got stuck with it. It's really unfortunate. Anyway, so yesterday there was an update to GarageBand and an iOS update 16.2. And I thought, well, you know what? That seems good. That seems like Apple's been listening to all those bug reports I sent, and they've fixed all those problems, and they've released it on the same day as iOS 16.2. So I went ahead, I updated GarageBand and iOS 16, and then I went to open GarageBand, and it no longer worked. And GarageBand kept going back to home screen. It would not open whatsoever. Everything I tried, I reset it, I rebooted, I tried everything. It did not work. I had to go in and uninstall GarageBand completely from my device, and now it works. Which was terrifying because I have so many projects in my GarageBand. Look at 1,324 projects. Very scary. Now, it worked on my other iPad, but just not my new iPad. So very scary, but it's all back. It's all working. Then today, I loaded up the show in OBS, which I use OBS on the show, and I screen mirror my iPad here, and something weird happened. I opened it up, and this is what I saw on my screen. If I can rejig it, if I can show you. Home screen, multitasking, where are we? So, this is what I saw. I saw this. And I couldn't move anything. Nothing. I would move, I'm flicking the screen of my iPad. I'm opening apps, and all I see is this. What is this? What's this thing here? It's just a big. Is that my iPad? I don't know. And it turned out that they've added this new setting here in display and brightness for when you're plugged in, because I have to have this plugged in out of my iPad. Just so you know, out of my iPad here, it's going into a hub at the back, and then the HDMI is going out into this computer. So I'm capturing the screen. But they added this new thing called mirror display. So you have to have this turned on now to mirror the display. And this thing in the middle here is actually my television. Yeah, interesting. So at least it's working, but this was just turned on. I really hate when like something gets updated and they just go and turn off a bunch of things that you have set. Like they just have no regard for how you were previously using it. It's just like, oh, we think you like this. And it's like, no, I don't. It's like the same people, right? Now, I can't eat peanut butter. Peanut butter makes me sick. And every time I tell somebody, for some reason, every time I tell somebody, they're in the same room with me and I say, I don't like peanut butter. Guess what the first thing is they do? They go grab a jar of peanut butter, they stick a spoon in and stick it in front of my face. Don't do that, people. It's stupid. I don't like it. And it's the same thing with this one. Leave my settings how they are, please. I like my settings. It's great that you added a whole bunch of things. Let me find them by myself. I'm an adult. I can find them. You know what I mean? Oh, don't even get me started, Andy, on the new Filmic Pro update. Oh, I feel, folks, if you've watched my Filmic Pro review, I'm sorry. There's new people. New people bought Filmic Pro. They purchased it and they totally made it a subscription and have just shat in everybody's face. It's really disappointing what they've done. They're offering a subscription now for $3 a week. It is disgusting. It's really disgusting what they've done. But anyway, there's that. Danny Broderick asked me here. Watch the N track today. Do you rate it better than Cubasis? I'm not a good person to ask on that, Danny, because I don't really use Cubasis. I find it a bit cluttered and all over the shop. That's just me. So I do like this though. I'm much more immediately drawn to N track because it seems a lot cleaner and makes a lot more sense. Plus, to be honest, I finished the stream yesterday and I know it was a long show. There was so much I still didn't cover and really important stuff like LUFS metering. There was just so much. So hopefully, I think I'm going to do a really short show on it again just to cover the little things that we missed out on before I start making some music. The good news is that the developers from N-Track, in all their kindness, thank you, Matt, gave me 2 full unlocks plus all of the in-app purchases for 2 lucky patrons for this week. So if you are a patron for $5 and above on the Patreon, make sure you leave a comment to go in for the draw, the wheel for this weekend's Patreon, because I've got some end tracks to give away. Good stuff. All right, have we covered the stuff? I tried not to bitch too much about iOS 16. It is what it is. We are today going to have a look at 4Pockets brand new synthesizer, and it's really neat. But first, we're going to just jump over here and have a look if there's any price drops. Speaking of Cubasis, Cubasis is on sale. Look at that. It is actually on sale. So 2 and 3 are on sale. They're like $10 off or something like that. Half price? Half price. There you go. There they are. Oh, we've got timeout wars going on in the chat. That is good. Keep yourselves occupied, people. TC11's on sale. TC Data's on sale. Cubasis 3. Melody Blood's on Blood. Melody Bud is on sale. And there we go. That's latest stuff that is on sale right there. But today we are looking at Copperhead, and it is Paul's debut foray into a digital synthesizer. And he's been working on this for a long time. There's been a lot of work go into this app, and you can tell it's neat. It's really, really cool. It's 4Pockets. What can I say? It's $11.99. We're going to play with it. You're going to get to make the decision on if you think it's good for you. Okay? Because my opinion doesn't really mean shit at the end of the day. It's if it's going to work in your life. You know what I'm saying? So let's open up this project here, which looks really daunting today. I hope it works. iOS 16 and all this stuff. So we have 5 versions of progressions by 4Pockets running. We have an octachron running, and we have 6 Copperheads running, and a Digistick. So there's a hell of a lot of 4Pocket stuff running in this project, and it's all automated except for some keys I'm going to play about halfway through, but we are fully automated. I'm just going to hit play, and I've created something, and hopefully it sounds okay. Let's do it. There you go. That was made very, very quickly and very done, very super cool. And see you later, Peter. Go suck a bag of cocks. Anyway, so that's that. And that's the project I made really quickly. So a bunch of sounds in here. Let's go and have a look at how this runs And I'm going to clear this out. We'll do this like this. Clear. That didn't work. Clear, 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 clear. Alrighty, let's cover what this is and what it does and what kind of sounds you can create. Wow, I like that. Hardware input missing. Man, we're having a good time with look at this. My audio interface isn't even showing. Oh man. There it is. Oh, it's back. Nice. Good one. Nice one, iOS. You're doing well. I don't even know what to say about iOS 16 anymore. It's almost as good as Peter. So we're looking for Copperhead. Anyway, let's put an input in here. So this is the interface of Copperhead. I bet that person's typing away so hard, but no, you're hidden, dude. All right, so this is the initial patch. Now, normally what I'll do when I open a new app is create my own initial patch, just in case there isn't one for me to find. So let's do that now. Now, when you click up the top here, the first thing you'll see is this is your banks and your sounds and your patches, programs. Yes, Deep Gravity, that was Peter File. He's no longer here anymore. So I've created, so you've got a default bank. And what's really nice about this is, off the bat, talking about the presets and our banks here, is you can create your own banks with your own groups and your own sounds, and then you can export these banks to other people, and it'll save the whole bank, not just a preset, which is really nice. So you can see here I've created a bank called Demo Stuff. And now I can put in my own things in here and export these. So what we're going to do, we've got an initial patch here, and I'm going to save this initial patch for myself. So I already have a show demo here. That is my group. I'm going to hit save and just call this my init. And why do I want an init patch? Well, because it's just a nice basic start place to come from, you know. So, and what I want to do is turn that down. So I can show you the basic saw and sine. So we'll kick off with a sine. So this is a 2 VCO, so 2 oscillators running this app. And here they are up the top here. 1 and 2. We'll come back up the top and have a look at the rest of this stuff later. We're going to cover the oscillators first today. So here are your oscillators, 1 and 2, and this little knob here in the middle is your oscillator mix. So as you can see, I've turned that to the hard left, so we're only getting the sound of oscillator 1. If I bring this into the center, we are getting the square over here. So let's go back over to the sine. So you've got a choice between sine. Let's give it this C. You have a saw. In fact, what we'll do is, I forgot about this. In here, in our windows, we have a little waveform preview. This is really neat. So we've got a little waveform preview so you can see the waves. Nice. So here's our sine wave. Nice little squiggle. We've got a saw. We've got a square. Triangle. Trapezium. Super saw. And a user, which just sounds like a sine at the moment. We'll cover the user in a minute. Now, 2 of these give us the option to use these 2 knobs over here. All right, so let's show you the square. So we've got some movement with this square now. And the same, I think it is with the, it's the trapezium as well. So we can tune these. We can fine tune. We've got a fine tune next door to these as well. And as you can see, when we go through, let's put this back on a saw here. And this is down tuned at 24 semitones, so we can take it up to 12. Now we can introduce the second one here just by turning this knob. Yeah. And we've got a square. We have a sync button here. Or you can turn either of these off because they've got a little on-off switch over here as well. So you can turn these on and off nice and easily, unless if you didn't want to just do the volume switching thing. Double clicking on any of the knobs brings them back to normal. Hello, Robin. Welcome along. Anyone else who has joined that I haven't had a chance to catch? Omni Collective. I'm going to go in here and grab this square. Here we go. Now you're probably sitting here going, but that just sounds like any other synth. And you're right, because we're using pretty standard kind of saws and squares and stuff like that. But this does get really interesting. We have, I can close this little waveform preview here. We have a voltage, a VCF, which is a voltage control filter. So this is our high pass, low pass. We have a formant, not shelf, notch, band pass, high pass, low pass. Wonderful stuff. Pretty standard shit you're going to see in most synths. We've got a volume envelope over here. ADSR. We have a filter envelope as well over here. And we've got a mixer. Now with this mixer, we have a sub level. So this is kind of like another sine wave as well. You can hear when I introduce that. So in there, you can hear that sub-level being introduced. Really empty and kind of scratchy without it. Bring it up. Nice stuff, huh? And before anybody asks, yes, we have over here, all of our parameters are open. Yes, so you can LFO to your heart's content. But there's two LFOs in here, so that's really nice. We haven't got to those yet. Next to our sub level is a little nice piece of noise. So you can add a little dirt in there. Wicked. Let's scroll down. So we've got two LFOs down here, and they can be sent to. So we've got LFO1, LFO2. They can be sent to either or both. So down here we've got, you can send it to oscillator 1 or just oscillator 2 over here, or you can send to both. Now, what you find is you can sync your frequency to your, of course, to your BPM of your DAW or whatever you're using. You can sync that. You've got re-triggering the attack. Plus, you have this invert on the pitch. Let's hit invert. So you can invert your pitch. We've got a filter and an amp in our LFOs. It's a bit crazy, that LFO. I'll take out some of that noise. So we can also have the second LFO running at a different rate, which is really interesting. So we've got, we'll put this on number 1, we'll put this one on number 2, and so we have the option to run a sine, saw, square, triangle. So for our LFO. So as you can see, I'm only dicking around and just doing extreme stuff here so you can hear it. But a lot of customization for our LFOs. Plus, you got all your stuff open up here, so you can add more LFOs on top of LFOs on top of LFOs on top of LFOs on top of LFOs. If you want to go to LFO infinity. All right, so this synth out is a volume. Up here, I forgot to cover that. Wicked. Let's put these on both. Pitch down. Okay, moving along to this section here. This is our output. So we have a main out here. You can see our volume is there. You also have a limiter. And if you hold down on the limiter, you are given this little box here to control your limitization. So you have a low shelf in here, so you can put this on. So there's our low shelf. You can control low gain, high gain. If things are getting a bit too muddy in the bottom end. Wicked, huh? We've also got the pan here. Hopefully you've got headphones on or something with 2 speakers. You can hear that panning. And also what you can find here in this limiter page is polyphony. So we can go all the way up to crazy 16. Lots of polyphony options up to 16. Or if you're running like an older iPad where you can't run as many things, you can do 6. Coolness. We have a threshold for our limiter. So you can set a threshold at whatever dB. Probably about 2.5 is a nice one if we're going to put the limiter on. Wicked. And to get out of this pane, you just close. So, as I said, you hold down anything with Paul's apps that you see a little chevron in the top corner here, normally means you can hold down and get a little bit more in there. You can access the limiter up here as well in the open window section. So you have a bunch of things in here. So that's where we had the wave preview. This is where the effects window is, the audio gate, which we'll cover in a second, output options, and search presets. So you have those little options up there. Let's talk about the effects. Hold down, click effects, and these are all the effects. So you've got a bunch of stuff in here. We've got a chorus. Cool. Let's turn that off. We've got an overdrive. You can play with the harmonics of with the gain up and everything. So nice subtle overdrive. Wicked. We have a wonderful little reverb in here. If I turn it on. Here is the reverb up full room size. Nice. Goes on, and that's not even, that's like a quarter of the mix here. There we go. That's pretty hectic. So we can color our reverb as well. So you can hear it get brighter as we play with that color knob. We've got a delay, and let's turn that on. So we've got a long delay, feedback, stereo mix. We can sync it to our BPM. Let's bring that. Let's bring in some chorus as well. Very rich, very big sound. We also have a tremolo and pan. So you can switch between the stereo pan and tremolo. You can change the beat sync. And our stereo pan, back and forward. Doo, 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 doo. Turn all those off. There you go. So the other feature in here is the audio gate, and this is really interesting. Mixed with the, well, I'll show you after this. If we turn this on here, so when you click on the audio gate, which is just GT down here, here we are, and you've got a little on switch. So now it's on. Now this isn't a sequencer. This is just gating. And the way it works is you can see across, let's just do a quick zoom in. So you can see we've got some of these lit up, the left and right, and these work as left and right. So here we've got left and we've got right. So if I took this one out of the picture, let's take all three of these out of the picture, you'll hear the panning. Now, to control this, it's currently set to 8, so that's why it's stopping here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so there's our 8. We can go up to 16. We can go to 6, 4. Control the smoothness underneath here. So you've got 0 to 100. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can hear from 0, it's far more snappier and choppy. Where we go up to smoothness, it's more of a glide. We've got a phase in here. And we can change the note length. So there's a quarter note length, 6th, 8th, 12th. That 12th sounds nice. Pretty cool, huh? And then you've got a hold, so I can just hold the notes and they'll keep doing their thing. It worked. It worked yesterday. And you can reset at any time. You've got a reset button there as well. So you can go in and change this to your heart's content. Or up the top here, we have a little randomization. So if I click that, let's randomize again. Pretty neat. So that is the gate. We'll turn that off for now. We'll scroll down here because we have a cross mod and ring modulation down here too. We're in X mod FM at the moment. You can change it to ring modulation or just FM. And these have LFO amounts. So you can add LFOs to these two in here. Wicked sounding stuff. Again, I'm just studying from an init and just making random shit. So once you hear some patches, you really hear this to its full extent. Okay, over here, let's show you a mod wheel. You can assign any of these to the mod wheel as well. So we can go in and add a cutoff. So you can do all of that. You can add the reverb size. If you've got reverb turned on, turn on the reverb. And see that? So I'm moving the mod wheel here on my keyboard and the room size of the digital reverb is moving. Now, it's really good that you have the option to add all of these to your mod wheel. But guess what? If you try doing it, it's probably going to be a fucking awful mess. We can do it if you, why not? Let's add the XM, the mod, the cutoff. So I'm controlling that with my external keyboard. That's a really nice touch. We can turn all those off or just have one. You've got tremolo, resonance, chorus mix, reverb size, delay, cutoff, LFO 1 and 2, or your Xmod FM. Portamento. And we have a bend range over here for the mod wheel as well. So you can change your bend range to semitones. If you want to get all Commodore 64, there you go. Commodore 64 is alive. Lovely jubbly. Up the top here, we have a bunch of options too. This is where you can see your favorites. Anything you've saved in your favorites, you can get quick access to. You have a panic button in case your MIDI key gets stuck. You just hit the panic and all the notes go off. We've got a mono. Let's take off this delay for now. So there's your mono. So you can't hold down chords in this mode. It's in mono. And you can when it's off. We have a legato, a porter slide, and our sequencer. Let's talk about the sequencer, because it wouldn't be 4Pockets without a sequencer, would it? Let's turn on the sequencer and hold down a note. And we're off. So you can probably imagine with the sequencer combining the audio gate let's take this down to 8. You're going to create some very interesting sounds. Right? So anyway, let's cover, before I get too ahead of myself. Here is the sequencer. So you can see to the side here, we have 0 in the middle, and these are octaves, semitones. So 2 semitones, 5, 7, 12. You can go in and change these at your will. If you hold down, you can change the note offset here. So this one's set to 12. I can come in and change this to whatever I like, up to 24 if I want. We'll leave it on 12 for now. Same with any of these. I can go and hold down, and it's just a click, I think. Yeah, just a click. There you go. So now to draw things in, really easy to do, like all of Paul's apps. You just hold down, and now we've drawn in a new note. To get rid of one, double tap, and that dot disappears. Double tap, and if you can draw lengths by holding down and drawing. and going up and down changes the velocity. So you can see there's a little number in there. See that little number going up and down? So that's changing the velocity. I can double tap to delete, and I can just go in here and start adding notes like this. And we can remove these, yeah. And now when I hold down a key on the keyboard, so we could even take these down like this. Oops. 2, 3, 4, 5. And build a little sequence there. So you have a sequencer built in here as well. We'll quickly add some effects back on. We've got that reverb. Let's add this in. The chorus is on. Do-do-do-do. I turned on the wrong thing. It's that one. Sweet. So we've got a sequencer that you can do with whatever you'd like to it. Also, you've got your BPM in here. You can copy, paste. You have monophonic mode. You can create continuous pattern on and off. You can latch the sequence. So if I turn on latch sequence and just hold down a key and then let go, it just keeps going. So with the little latch option here, I can hit randomize. And this is very similar to a lot of 4Pockets stuff here. You get a little randomized section. And now we're off on a randomized adventure. You've got a little edit mode here, so you can decide what these little dots do. So we have notes, VCF cutoff frequency, resonance, X mod. So it doesn't have to be notes. You can set your notes, then you can go in here and set frequencies and such. See, we can turn things up here like so, or go in the minus. Let's get back into edit mode. We can change the ring modulation. So you've got a whole lot of options with the sequencer. We can audio pan. So we've taken that pan out now. You come back to me. Man, what are you doing? What are you doing flicking around like that? There we go. Dude, all the way down. So there, I'm going to just go up here and pick a sound. Because I'm getting sick of it. So you can see here with this sequence, we have a, let's go back into our notes. Notes, there we go. So we've got a sequence in here that is set. You can change the length to whatever you like. You've got up to 32. You can change the length. We can change the speed if you like. Plenty of options. We've got gating in here as well. The groove is the swing. We can change a scale to a minor. We can change the key. So there you go. It's a fully featured sequencer in here as well. So there's a whole lot going on. Shall we run through some patches and then get the hell out of here today? Because I've got places to go today, unfortunately. All right. So in our default section here, now to create a bank, it's really easy. If you want to create your own bank, you just hit create bank, name it, you're done. And then in your bank, if you want to create a group, you can create a group. And just by hitting create group, delete group, rename group, super easy to do all this stuff. We have arps, we have basses, we have brass, keys, organ, pad, sound effects, strings, and a synth lead. So there's plenty of sounds in here, and each of them have got lots going on. So all of these ones, I have the sequencer on. So these are arps. If I turn off the sequencer, but I'll leave these on because they are arps and meant to be heard doing their thing. I just feel like I need a beat for all this stuff, don't I? I need like a hammerhead going on. Just some 4 on the floor. Some dirty 4 on the floor. Boom. There we go. That'll do. Okay, so there was our arps. We've got bass stuff, plenty of bass stuff, lots of bass stuff. We've got some brass. I'm going to run through all these kind of quickly because over time. That was really loud. Where did that one come from, man? That's what the limiter's there for. Thank you. We've got keys. Just for fun, let's throw on one of these so I don't have to work as hard. What am I typing MIDI for? What the hell? MIDI. That's everything in here. Out. We'll go there. So we've got sound effects in here as well. So there's a lot to love about this app, and from, as always, knowing Paul from 4Pockets, I'm sure this is the first iteration of this. So expect, as usual, a whole bunch of videos from him saying, well, I've just added a whole bunch of other things that if you press this for a short period of time, it'll open up another menu with this menu and another menu. And inside of this, there's a drum machine. And I've solved world hunger with this button here, because that's what Paul does. He adds lots of stuff to it. So by the end of it, it's like even bigger than what it was in the first place, because he did tell me that, of course, like all of his apps, there is a large roadmap for this, so it's just going to get better and better. And I know what you're saying. It's another synth. It is another synth. And there's so many of them to choose. But at least we know this one is sounding good. It's sounding lovely. Lots of fun stuff with the gate and the pattern sequencer to create some really interesting sounds. Plus, yeah, it'll be a door next week. As Thomas has said, it'll, you know, who knows? You'll be able to drive it home in about 2 months' time. And you'll be able, it'll cook you dinner once Paul adds about 12 chevrons to it. And it's good stuff. And if you're a Patreon, I've got a few of these to give away this weekend on the Patreon. So make sure I'll put that up straight after the show. And that is it for today. Hope you've got a little bit of an understanding about how it works and if it's right for you, because that's what it's all about at the end of the day. Doesn't matter what I think about it. Does it fit into your flow? Do you need another synth? If you don't, that's okay. Because apps aren't Pokemon. You don't need to collect them all. But for a lot of people, it'll be an Insta-buy, and that's great too, you know, because you got to do the things that make you happy at the end of the day. All right, I'm going to get out of here, but I need to remind you, yes, indeed, tomorrow is the day. Tomorrow is the day. It is tomorrow. I'm really excited. Folks, I've been talking about it all week. I know I'm hammering it home. I'm driving it into your brains. I can't even find it here because I'm terrible. I have no idea where all my photos are. I have too much shit on this iPad. There it is. Tomorrow is the day. Billy Gould from Faith No More is coming on the show. I can't even tell you how excited I am. Faith No More are like my favorite band in the world. I've been a fan of Faith No More since, damn, man, before late 80s kind of thing. And tomorrow, Billy Gould is coming on the show. I've met him before in real life. He actually wore one of my T-shirts on stage during a Faith No More gig here in Melbourne. And I just can't wait to have him on the show. So I hope you're all very excited. It's the biggest interview I've had on the show. I'm really pumped. Not saying that everybody else I have on is any less of, you know, because you are all just as important. All the amazing 93 people I've already interviewed on this show, which I love doing these interviews. They make me so happy. You know, I get to get to make friends with somebody and share their life and their times and their musical journey. And tomorrow we're doing it with somebody who's just a little bit more famous, yeah? And that's really exciting, and hopefully we can all come out of it learning something a little bit more. I'm pumped for it. I hope you can join me tomorrow. I hope we can get a whole bunch of people. Please, if you see it on Facebook or see the link, please share it around. Get some people to come and have a look. Hit the like on the way out of here if you can. And our subscribers are still climbing, so if you're watching and you're not subscribed, please do. We're trying to get to 2,500 by the end of the year. We're only about 12 away, so good stuff. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. Thanks for the support, as always, on the channel. And as usual, do the things that make you happy. Remember, mistakes make you better, and
we'll all rise together, 'cause you make me shine better, and we'll all rise together. You make me shine better. When the night is cold and lonely, we all shine together.